Hello, hello, hello everyone, and welcome back to a 2024.1 cast of the Tooth and Tail Championship Series. This is MelvinFro versus Delthius Group A, Game 1. Here we go. Welcome back everyone. Here in the west side of the map is MelvinFro, the current, I guess the last season tournament champion. And in the very south, Delthius, one of our big Tooth and Tail casters in this scene. You guys might know him from Tooth and Tail Championship, or he casts a lot of those games, or of course he runs the official, semi-official. It's a fan run, but it's sponsored by the official community casting platform Tooth and Tail TV. So that's probably where you've seen him before. That's the voice of Delthius. Here he is playing Hopper in the south. Cute little mouse here. Delthius running Toad with a pretty nice tier 3 and tier 2 round out at the top. Wolf, Falcon, Skunk, really great tier 2 with the tier 3 combo. Kind of the flavor here we're seeing is the Toads. This is, guys, keep in mind, being played on a new patch. So a couple adjustments to some of the units from the last season. Toads have received a small HP buff, so we're seeing a lot more players bring them than last season. We've seen the moles get a bit of a DPS nerf, and so, excuse me, they're a little bit less prevalent than they used to be, which is also allowing these Toads to shine a little bit more than we got to see last season, which is always great. We love to see some new units get their time in the spotlight. MelvinFro, on the other hand, one of our definitely top 5 players, no doubt about it. Expanding early here. They are the tournament winner of last season. Before that, it was Tatanka, and before that, I believe it was Mishi. Or maybe it was Tatanka again. Something like that. But MelvinFro won the last one. Fantastic player, and he's obviously going to go for it this time again. Early farms here from Delthius. I expect we'll see something similar from Melvin. Yeah, he does go for those 10 farms as well. Looking at the map, it's definitely more Delthius sided, which is good. I would say Delthius is probably the underdog in this matchup. You know, you've got the previous tournament champion versus Delthius. Now, he's not a bad player at all. You know, he's in his tournament, he's in the group stages, but you're talking about one of the best players to ever touch this game. MelvinFro dropping up to 12 farms. Delthius is going to follow suit, I imagine. But Delthius is getting more mills on his side of the map. He's got easily a third here, whereas MelvinFro's third is not that takeable. There is a campfire here that MelvinFro probably will take pretty soon, but in the end game, it's essentially going to be 3 to 2 mills. These mills are takeable. Delthius could definitely take this mill. It's just going to be very hard for Melvin to take this mill. This is a really big gap to cover, and unless you manage to control this middle ground super well if you're Melvin, then you're probably not going to just automatically get this mill. So the way this group stage is working is there's 6 players in a group. This is Group A, I believe. If I'm wrong, you can correct me. But um, every game you play is really important. Every game matters because we're going to tally up everyone's score from every game. So if you win 3-0, you get +3. If you win 3-2, you get +1 or -3, -1 example, right? And then you're going to add them all up at the end of the group stages, and only the top 2 players are going to move on into the bracket system. MelvinFro dropping Skunks here. Delphi's still on tier 1, and Melvin kind of moving out through the map a little bit. Delthius will respond with Skunks of his own, but on the other side of the map is Melvin with a Badger drop. Delthius can drop a Wolf of his own. Yeah, this makes sense. This is a really standard 2-base tier 3 timing that we're seeing from both players, so these tier 3 should hit the map about the same time, so it's going to be a Badger versus Wolf face-off. So in the Badger versus Wolf face-off, we're going to see different comps, well, like the perfect comps, I suppose, from each player, right? Melvin's going to want a lot of Falcons and actually a pretty decent amount of tier 1. I guess it's not that different for Delthius either. Delthius really wants Mass Falcon. It's kind of the deal here. Gonna need to sell off a ton of these tier 1 and just start buying up massive Falcons, which is exactly what he's doing. Yep, going up to 8 Falcon Warrens, wow. Or 8 Falcons in the turn. Wow, okay, so MelvinFro, he's got the Badger Owl comp, so this is speculated to be one of the best tier 3 comps in this current patch. It's definitely MelvinFro's favorite comp, so he's dropping double Owl on top of his Badger. Those will hit the board if Delthius doesn't move out when his Wolf hits, which is gonna like make a huge power spike for MelvinFro going into the late game. And Delthius can't even scout, by the way. He's running in here through this army and getting gunned down, so he has no way of seeing what MelvinFro is doing. Has seen the Badger, but has not seen the double Owl, which is a super important scout for Delthius to see. Is he standing, taking this third mill? waiting to pay for some of those falcons before queuing farms. But Melvin has now paid for both of these owl wardens, so they're producing. That's 45 seconds until both of these owls are out and on the field. Delthius doesn't know they're coming either. He has the falcon count by a decent margin as well. So in a straight up fight at this exact moment, right now, once his wolf hits, he's got it. But anything past that, he's going to be in real trouble. 25 seconds until these owls are on the field and this fight will swing. You can see, look, Delthius hits this huge army comp. It's so much higher in this one spot, but only for about 20 seconds. As soon as those owls pop, it's going to change drastically. So the wolf obviously buffing up the army, but on top of that, buffing up these pigs, you can see they're producing twice as fast, meaning he's getting double eco from this whole mill. It's a super good short-term buff for Delthius. He's going to get a lot of short-term food from this, and he's got a ton extra farms. So what Delthius needs to do right now is just hang on. MelvinFro's owls are out. You can see, look at that. Boom, the power spike from those. He's now on top of Delthius with those owls. Great composition. Delthius wants to get in here and see... Oh no, not gonna see the owls again. Just stopped just short of seeing them, and now MelvinFro wants to move out, taking this forward mill. Delthius has a good comp. He's getting up to 14 falcons here. Has a couple pigeons, a couple skunks. Actually, has a quite a good... He's gonna move for it, but now he sees the owls are here. He did not know they were here. The badger's getting revved up, and there's so much tanking provided from these mice. One owl goes down though. Trying to kite this wolf back, and everything is gone from Delthius. This comp is insane. Everything survives. MelvinFro barely loses a unit. Oh my god. Look at that. Look at that army drop-off. And that's just GG. There's no way that Delthius can come back from that. There's the tap. Wow. That comp difference, and just the lack of seeing those owls from Delthius is just going to make it impossible for him to respond in kind. So... Alright, game 2, MelvinFro versus Delthius. Here we go. Spawning in the southwest is MelvinFro, playing Bellified. And spawning in the far east of the map is Delthius, playing Hopper. Bringing a different deck. Going 4 tier 1, so super hyper-aggressive deck from Delthius. Does not want to let it get to the late game like last time. He saw that comp that Melvin's bringing, right? Melvin is sacrificing 2 of his 6 army slots to bring that late game advantage in the form of the double tier 3. Delthius saying, screw that, we're never going to get to the late game. I'm never going to let it get there, because if Delthius gets to the late game, the game is already over, right? It's Delthius' job to use this 4 tier 1 army, plus a couple tier 2 flavors on top, to keep it early and keep it scrappy. Otherwise, MelvinFro has it easily. Which should give Delthius the advantage here if he can keep it in the type of game he wants to keep it in. Second bases are probably not a good idea for Delthius. He doesn't have a really easy second base. It's not very defendable. Whereas Melvin has this pretty okay second base. Could get lizard harassed, but probably okay for the most part. So other units in this patch receiving different tweaks that are in this game. We see Delthius bringing the snakes. Snakes to get a slight DPS buff. So they used to do 1 DPS for 20 seconds, so 20 total damage, and now they do 1.5 DPS for 10 seconds, so 15 total damage. So you might think, oh, that's a nerf, but actually, how it usually plays out is that the snakes get 100 tags on every unit, and then their army gets wiped, and then the other army dies after their army got wiped. So the thing with these current snakes is now they're going to do more DPS faster, hopefully do some more immediate damage, take out units quicker. That was kind of the methodology, and we have been seeing them perform significantly better with this change. Melvin going for a bait mill, he sells it when Delthius saw it. I think Melvin smells this coming a little bit. He's down, he only has 3 squirrels on the board, a 4th coming soon, but he's way behind. Delthius going to delay a little bit, going for this campfire in the corner of the map. It's not a bad investment. Is he going to get it? If he wants it, he's going to go for it. He's got 9 and 10 lizards coming in here. He's going across the water, and Melvin sees it. He's got the lizard advantage, but can he attack into this base? Now it's 7 squirrels, and now it's not looking like such an advantage for Delthius anymore. These lizards are not going to be so good attacking into the squirrel ball. So Delthius going to go home. He has this campfire. I like this a lot. I doubt Melvin will ever see this, honestly. He knows it's there, but it's unlikely he'll ever scout it. Delthius kind of pushing in a little bit, trying to keep Melvin on his toes. Melvin dropping falcons. Falcon's such a interesting tier 2 choice. The reason he doesn't pick skunks here is because he's playing into lizards, and skunks are pretty bad against lizards, honestly. but he doesn't know that Delthius is playing. Oh my god. And it's going to work out. Melvin dropping a ton of tier 1, whereas Delthius going for double camp. So Falcon actually the better choice here, it turned out. Well played there from Melvin. I do think he kind of knows what's going on. Delthius going in for a run by. He's going to get the Falcon, Warren. And probably the Falcon, too. The Falcon goes down. It should go down. It does go down. He lost all of his army there. He had a good hit, and then he kind of stuck around a little too long. He wanted to get that Falcon. Got a little bit greedy here. And now Delphius kind of on the defensive here with his lizards. You can see he lost pretty much his entire army there for picking off one tier 2 Warren. He got 180 food worth of value. He's got the cams, though. That's not a bad thing to have. A ton of squirrels here, though, on the side of Melvin. These cams doing a ton of work, though. Honestly, he's going to push this back. This is looking so good for Delthius right now. He's got the tier 2 advantage. He's going into pure tier 1 with cams, and he's got pure lizard running down these squirrels. Probably needs to turn back now, though. I don't know if he's really going to continue to value here. Yeah, a little overextension there. Kind of lost more than he needed to. But definitely an advantage here for Delthius. And keep in mind, guys, the longer this game goes on, the more this campfire is going to be producing for Delthius. You know, it's an extra campfire. It's an extra farm, that is, across the map. So it's actually, you can't see it on top here, but it's 9 farms to 8, essentially. And look, Delthius staying proactive. He's got 2 cams out on the map. I think Melvin will see this. Yeah, he sees this. Oh, now the question is, can Melvin snipe these cams on the way back? That's going to be his goal. Try to reveal them. I think he's going to get it. Oh, he's going to get a free cam. That is brutal for Delthius, just losing a cam for free like that. And now Melvin going to get up to double Falcon Warrens. Interesting. Delthius has a really good counter comp to Melvin here. Losing that cam is super bad for him. He had such a good advantage here. Oh, he's moving across the map. He sees this. He should get this. Yeah, and he's so fast that he has no way to stop it. He's going to get that for free. Melvin gets a slight sell on it. But yeah, Delthius is way too fast for this. He should get away from these units. Maybe he loses 1 max. Nah, not even that. Oh, he does lose 1. Yeah, he gets home though. Buying a mill as well. This is such great play from Delthius. Again, he has that extra farm. Oh, he's going for something though. This is so bad, Delthius. No! Running into a choke, losing like 6 lizards there for pretty much no reason. Needs to take this fight. I think he actually has a chance here. These Toads, they need to get good connections. They don't. They all get sniped down. Toads coming in from the back. And these Falcons. Oh, the cams stay alive though. The cams are alive, but there's nothing to shoot up at the Falcons. This mill will go down. But definitely the silver lining here is Delthius managed to keep all 4 of these chameleons alive. They're all low HP, but not losing those is really massive. Whereas MelvinFro lost a ton. He did keep his own Falcons alive as well, which is definitely nice. And I honestly, Delthius could grab this mill up here. It's not even a bad mill to grab. He's going to get this mill again. He's so aggressive on the map with these lizards, and MelvinFro just cannot keep on top of it. Melvin finally seeing his campfire, by the way, sending his Falcons down to kill it, but losing his mill again for it. So finally going to even up this farm count is MelvinFro, but look at this farming difference for so long in this game. He's had an extra farm for 3 minutes now. Yeah, that's just a crazy amount of income difference between the 2 players. Can this fight, is it going to turn out well for him? I don't know. Toads are coming in. Good, Toad connects. These cams wipe out everything. But again, the problem with Delthius' army is he needs squirrels. He doesn't have... Oh, he's going to lose his commander. He needs to stay ahead. He should be okay. I don't think... Oh, Delthius is starving? Wow, why is Delthius starving and Melvin isn't? This is so unlucky for Delthius. He's down and starving. Melvin now also starving. I don't know why Delthius is starving faster than MelvinFro. I'm not quite sure about that. But he has nothing to kill these Falcons with. He has 4 cams, but what is the point? He might need to try to base race this? I don't know what the play here is necessarily. This is so unfortunate for Delthius. He's gonna lose just because of... He has nothing to shoot these Falcons, and this is the final mill. That's GG. Delthius doesn't have time. Oh my goodness. From the jaws of victory comes defeat. Melvin taking that somehow. How does he manage to get that crazy game? Delthius with his back up against the wall. Here is Melvin in the top. On to game point, looking for that 3-0 score. And Delthius in the west side, playing Hopper, bringing a even more aggressive deck, more tier 2 focus this time. Melvin even switching it up a little bit. Wow, that was such a close game from Dell. He almost had that one. He really, just a couple different decisions. Maybe try to go for the base race with the cams when he saw that the Falcons were going to be able to chew up his tier 1. Man, so close. Just a couple more tier 1 from Delthius, and that's it, I think, because he just needs to kill those Falcons, and that's game. Oof, so close. But looking at this game instead, this looks like a very late game. Look at this. There's a clear split down the middle of this map. 4 bases for MelvinFro, 4 bases for Delthius. 5th here, maybe for Delthius. Maybe, probably not. It's kind of weird high ground stuff here, so probably won't get taken by anyone. Delthius has ferrets and stuff. Ferrets could be good against this mill, but this mill will not get taken until the 4th mill, right? So this is not going to be very... This mill's not going to get taken before this one, and then maybe MelvinFro might take this mill. So honestly, this is not a very good ferret map. It's possible he could try to use them, but it's unlikely we'll even see them. He'll probably stick to Cam Falcon and try to play, again, a tier 2 beatdown, right? You see MelvinFro bringing Badger and Fox instead of Owl. So again, he's got that late game advantage for sure. He's got the double tier 3. He just, it's just Delthius' prerogative to never let it go there. Okay, so he is dropping ferrets. I don't know, this map, it doesn't really scream ferrets to me. It's gonna have to be such a head-on assault if you really want to make it work. Like, you're gonna have to be pushing from here. It's just like an open field. I could feel like you could lose to Falcons. You could probably even lose to Skunks. But it can get picks even on units, and it has some harassment opportunities if MelvinFro decides to take this mill for some reason. But Melvin looks right. He's taking on tier 1 and dropping a skunk right now. So it's going to be skunks into ferrets. Ferrets can do okay if they get a lucky shot or two, maybe even on the skunk. But I wouldn't really favor the ferret player by any means. Delthius does have the advantage on timing, though, I will say. Ferret gets out faster. Second ferret in production now. And Delthius rallying across the map, thinks he has the timing he needs. These Warrens are in front, so if he can take the fight on the mill, he'll have a good... Oh! MelvinFro selling units tier 1 to drop a Falcon Warren, but Delthius is here with ferrets. He needs to be so careful. Also, he's supply blocking his second tier 2, his second skunk from coming out. The ferrets are here. Delthius just needs to push in. He's got a timing. He dropped that Falcon Warren. Oh, this is so close though too, because it's even tier 1 amounts. Delthius is floating some food here. If those are just a couple more squirrels, this could look so different. And Delthius now wants to move in, but it's a little too late. Oh, MelvinFro losing his army. He's losing his commander to something. I don't know what he lost his commander to with such low numbers of squirrels and stuff, but actually winning the fight even though he wasn't there. Oh, saw that. And he might even lose. What is Delthius doing? What is he doing with these MGs? I don't understand. He's just throwing away food. Is that a misclick? What is? I don't understand what he's doing with the MGs there. So he's losing an MG and one ferret for free, pretty much. And this puts Melvin way ahead now. Look, he can get the second mill for pretty much free. Delthius honestly just needs to sell these ferrets because they're almost useless now. Ferrets are really only useful when you're ahead at getting more ahead, or when you're even at trying to get an edge, right? And they're much easier when you're already ahead. If you're already ahead, it's impossible to play into ferrets. It's just impossible. You just lose every time. Oh, he's gonna lose his... Oh my god, he loses another one. That's so unlucky. And at this point, just really needs to sell this ferret war and grab more tier 1, more falcons, more... Honestly, cams here would be pretty good, I think. But at this point, Melvin gonna start moving into more farms, and that's gonna put the prerogative on Delthius to move out, which I don't think he's really prepared to do at this point. You can see he's way down in army, and soon he's gonna be down in farms as well. So Delthius could consider grabbing the space behind him and just trying to hold on, but this is the other problem. Melvin dropping a Fox Warren, so he's really just saying, Delthius, come here, come get me. Look, I'm not even gonna keep putting army on. You have to push into me now. You have to see this Fox, which he has not seen, and you have to push into me because I have a farm. So Delthius is making the right decision here. It's just the question is, does he have enough? Right? He's so even in army, even a little bit behind. And also, he doesn't have the time it takes to push with ferrets right now because his Fox is going to be out in about a minute. So he needs to make some real damage happen in a minute before this Fox hits the field because he has essentially no answers to Fox in his deck. Maybe the cams or the MGs, I guess, but probably not really. Dropping some MGs in a forward position, super defendable, but he doesn't really... Yeah, this mill is probably going to go. That's true. Not really much Melvin can do here besides delay. This mill will eventually go with this, defensive MG covering. Honestly, Del could probably get these Falcons if he wanted to. It's pretty close. He's playing kind of footsie with these Falcons here. And Delthius not really committing. He wants to snipe these Falcons for free. And again, it's the game of time. You can see this Fox almost finished 3/4 stun. He's just trying to push. You know, given enough time, Delthius would definitely get this mill. It's not even a question. But he doesn't have the time. This Fox is going to be here and picking down his Falcons, picking down his Ferrets. And that should be a lethal combo once it hits the board. Save these Falcons, which is nice. But here's the Fox. And so let's see. Oh, it's now just picking everything down. He knows he has to just engage. He commits. Everything going in the skunk gas on top of everything. He's doing okay with the MGs, but the Fox, of course, surviving, as it always seems to do. And it's just going to be the Fox picking every single unit it can until the end of time now. He's got this defendable position. Fox snipe onto the Ferret. Doesn't quite kill it. Now it's going to finish the job, maybe? Oh, MelvinFro needs to be so careful, bro. Melvin, what are you doing? MelvinFro, don't you dare lose this Fox for no reason. No, he keeps it alive. Yeah, Delthius just can't push out of this MG. Oh my. Melvin is absolutely playing with fire right now. But Delthius out of everything. Even if this Fox went down, it would be a GG. You can see Delthius losing absolutely everything, and that's the tap. GG's 3-0 for MelvinFro. Wow. Incredible games. Honestly, Delthius was so close to getting that second game. Honestly, he had a chance as well in the third. Man, I hope to see some more of Delthius. Obviously, we're going to be seeing way more of MelvinFro in the future. So, excellent, guys. Thank you for tuning in. See you around.